We just got some absolutely insane Pokemon leaks. Now, this sets up some of the future Pokemon games. We got some big leaks to talk about. Now, this is coming from a source that we don't talk about very often because, honestly, they just don't post very often. But they have had stuff this year that has turned out to be correct. And they have also posted some other stuff just in the past from like Scarlet and Violet that also did become true and were also correct. So we have a lot to talk about in today's video. Definitely not one to miss. And we also have one of the biggest, I guess you could say, leakers on the internet as far as Pokemon stuff goes responding to it. This is definitely something you're gonna want to watch till the end because it's just a lot. It's quite literally a huge leak dump of a ton of random stuff. Firstly, I just want to show you guys some of their past posts just to show that this account has a good track record, I guess you could call it. So this is before we got the first trailer of Winds and Waves. February 21st, there are underwater scenes. It's a significant step up from SV with regards to the things I mentioned earlier. Talking about the colors, draw distance, and stuff. We'll be getting an in-game trailer for Winds and Waves. Well, they said. And quite literally, almost an entire week before the Pokemon Presents took place that showed off Winds and Waves, they quite literally said bird, dog, gecko. So yeah, they do have a very good track record. And yesterday, they went on a whole spree of just posting a ton of stuff. One of the new evolution lines in Winds and Waves is based on the sun bear. Sun bears are actually native to the tropical rainforest of Southeast Asia. This is one of those Pokemon that a lot of people have kind of assumed is going to be in the game. They kind of like predicted this. So coming from somebody like this that has literally got the starter Pokemon for the game correctly, I feel like it's safe to say that this probably is going to become true. I cannot wait to see what this Pokemon is going to look like, man. I mean, this could seriously be a fan favorite Pokemon. I mean, just look at it. So cute! So with this animal being native to Southeast Asia, of course, Winds and Waves is taking place in Southeast Asia. If you didn't know that, that's basically why I'm making that connection here, is because that's where the games are taking place. So I think it's safe to say that other animals that are native to Southeast Asia are probably also going to be some of the new Pokemon in the new Pokedex for Generation 10. Also reposting this saying the LARP never ends. So this leak right here about the Winds and Waves legendaries is probably fake. I mean, this is kind of something we've been hearing different rumors about over the last couple of months and stuff. So it's probably not going to become true, but would be a cool idea. They did post about Pokemon Seed, which is the MMO Pokemon game. They claim that both Game Freak and Nintendo have very high hopes for Seed or the Pokemon MMO, as it could become the live service entry that they need. Their mobile products have not been generating the revenue that they wanted, particularly Unite, so they're pivoting towards a console offering, and apparently they are exploring a mobile port for it, which would be awesome. So think of Pokemon Champions. It is on the Switch and you can now play it on mobile. So it could be the same thing for the Pokemon MMO. Could you guys imagine if we have an official Pokemon game in the sense of like a classic kind of style Pokemon game on the phone? That would be crazy. That would be insane. And an MMO is perfect for that, honestly. We have been getting little bits and pieces of, the MMO leaks, and they are apparently still working on it, or like thinking of how to make it work and still planning this game out. And it's not going to be out for a while, a couple more years for sure. This sounds incredible. Game Freak and Nintendo are absolutely cooking right now. They are whipping up something real good for us in all aspects. And we covered that P30 leak the other day. I kind of feel like this in a way could be connected to that P30 somehow, or like maybe P30 is quite literally just like the changed future because Omari is overseeing P30 apparently. So this sounds like a type of game that Omari could be overseeing. Same with, Legends Galar or whatever the next Legends game is going to be. And apparently some stuff about Gen 11. So currently the internal candidates for Gen 11 are Australia, Greece, and the west coast of the United States, which is including Baja California. Originally, they were planning on starting full development in 2030, but it doesn't seem like it'll happen until 2031 at the earliest, which makes sense. Everything has been delayed. I totally could agree with the fact of it not being like starting, real full-on development for a couple more years, and I don't know when it would be releasing, but definitely seems like it's going to be a while before Generation 11 rolls around. Somebody responding being like, that's crazy that Gen 11 would start development in 2031. Isn't that when it should be releasing? And Halo is saying that Gen 10 is going to be a really long game with Genesis and Seed. I will talk about Genesis here very shortly because this may be a game that we have not heard about yet, and it's really interesting. I have a lot of theories and thoughts about this, so let's move on to the next one now. They said that the scope of Pokemon Seed has expanded beyond what Game Freak has anticipated, but they are able to get a larger budget approved by the Joint Production Committee. They're pulling in support studios from all over East Asia and America to meet their deadlines, which delays Generation 11. Honestly, as long as Generation 11 is a huge step forward, I'm fine with waiting. And Generation 10 does seem like it's going to be really good. Like Winds and Waves is going to hopefully be a great game, and all these other Pokemon games that are dropping, I feel like it may be fine if we wait until like 2032, 2033, or whatever until Gen 11. I mean, shoot, man, I think anything could really happen. Everything could change. Every single thing could literally flip just like that, but it seems like they are going full force with this MMO. Both Legends Genesis, that's a new one, we haven't heard that, and the as of now unnamed project Seed are running on the modified Winds and Waves technology, similar to how Pokemon Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet were intertwined. Genesis is helping develop environmental assets for Seed in collaboration with Monolith Soft. So that's pretty cool off the bat. I mean, Monolith Soft is a pretty big company. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Monolith Soft have helped with Legends Arceus a little bit and something with Scarlet and Violet and maybe Sword and Shield. I'm not 100% sure on that. And I also just did a little research and it seems like they did kind of help, so that's pretty cool right there. But Legends Genesis, this may be a Kanto Generation 1 Legends game. Guys, now this would be game changer. So the reason why I'm saying that is because right here, Karasu, currently slated for the second half of 2029, Legends 3, a Kanto sequel set 10 years in the future, features Johto Kanto with a map size rivaling Winds and Waves, a first open world Kanto game focused on Mew with Ho-Oh and a Lugia subplot. The tentative title, Legends Genesis. So of course, Genesis, where did it all begin? Kanto Generation 1. Oh my goodness. Could Pokemon Legends Galar have been scrapped for a Kanto game? This is a theory I talked about a long time ago, and we quite literally did have recent leaks like a couple of months ago about how internal sources aren't really exactly sure what Karasu is anymore because things are always changing. So Karasu was supposed to be a Legends Galar game. Could it actually be a Kanto game? I honestly would be so down for a Kanto Legends game. Listen, I know Game Freak really put so much love and so much focus on Kanto. Like, they love Generation 1 way more than any other generation, but a Legends game would be pretty sick. Like, genuinely be a really cool idea for a Legends game. I was personally all in for a Legends Galar game, but it kind of would make sense because of the fact that the Legends games don't sell as well as the new generations. They still sell very well. Maybe they're doing this because they know Kanto is probably like the most known region in the eyes of like the general public, so it would probably sell more for them and they could continue to other Legends games in the future. Now, I will be making a whole other video about this specific topic, so make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications for that video. I'm probably going to make that next, honestly, because I have so many ideas running through my head right now. I don't even know what to think. Now, let's move on to Pokemon Generation 10 starter leaks. I know, absolutely insane. Like I said, they got the starters correct. A bird, gecko, and a dog. They said, okay, enough trolling. Pombon Final Evolution is not bipedal, it's fairy and a fire type, by the way. That's what we've all been thinking. We have seen that within a bunch of the leaks and all the rumors, but this gives it that much more legitimacy that Pombon will evolve into a fire and a fairy type, and it's not going to be bipedal, meaning it will not stand on 2 feet, which a lot of people do not want it on 2 feet. A lot of people want it on all 4s, just like a dog, right? And what is interesting is we did just have this other leak about how one of our friends in Winds and Waves, like in the storyline, is from the Kanto region, and they reposted this. Halo reposted this, meaning what if that character in Winds and Waves that's from the Kanto region is going to be also in this Legends Genesis, Legends Kanto game, because everything is tying together. We've had so many leaks and kind of just confirmation now that they want to connect Pokeopia, Generation 10, Legends ZA, like they want to combine everything to make sense, and it's like one ginormous ball, so that would also line up perfectly. They also claim that Gekwa will be a water psychic, and then Brow will be a grass and a ground type with their final stage evolution. That would be crazy. I mean, water psychic, we all kind of guessed that. Brow has been the one that I feel like nobody can kind of put a finger on specifically, because we've heard grass steel, we've heard grass ground, grass flying, we've heard a lot. So grass ground, could it be grass ground? Potentially. And so now the interesting thing I want to talk about is Central Leaks have responded to many of these posts saying this is false. Halo said, how would you know? Centra saying by knowing exactly what Karasu is. So then what is it? And then just like making a funny joke saying like it's Legends Gala rebranded in full production. So is Central Leaks correct? Is this all false, or is this person Halo from Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now. I never know how to refer to this website anymore. I don't know who to believe. All I know is that Halo, they have a pretty good track record. They have gotten a lot of things correct, and they are not posting leaks all of the time. Like, this is not common for this person to be posting so many different things. So what do you guys think? Everything that they are saying makes sense and aligns up perfectly in my eyes. Now, I know things can change and leaks are leaks for a reason, meaning some of these things could be true, some of them could be false, but could you guys imagine a Legends Kanto game? That sounds wild to me. But like I said, I'm kind of down. I'm low-key kind of down. Let me know all of your thoughts and all of your theories throughout this entire video, because I think this is probably one of the biggest leak dumps that we've had of this entire year, because it changes everything. Sounds like Game Freak are just cooking, bro. Sounds like they are just going nuts in the kitchen right now, and I just can't wait for the future, honestly. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day. If you guys are around watching this far in the video, comment down below orange. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.